Good morning once again, and welcome to Interfaith Spiritual Center Worldwide, where we know that nothing happens by chance, that everything is by divine appointment. They look like little coincidences along the way, but the truth is, nothing happens by chance. And that we, through the law of attraction and correspondence, are drawing everything into our experience to grow, to expand, and to be all that we can be. I love our theme for the month, The Wizard Within. Be still and know that I am, that there is an energy and a power within us that is greater than that which resides in the world of conditions, appearances, and effects that show up that we give our power away to. And they're all fear-based. So as we look at the wizard within and the energy of Dorothy's journey and the opportunity that she had to look at this Kansas consciousness, this black and white. Remember the film? It was all black and white in Kansas. There was no energy, there was no real life, there was a lot of fear-based thinking, there was preoccupation with, the task at hand, and Dorothy was just sort of, swept to a side and don't bother us right now. And it was so interesting because one of the cowhands, right, told her, you wouldn't be in trouble if you would just watch your little dog Toto. Not let him run in Mrs. Gulch's garden and chase the cat. You need some brains. So she, goes off by herself and she suddenly starts singing Somewhere Over the Rainbow. And there is an arc and there is an interesting energy and symbology in The Wizard of Oz. Remember that Frank Baum was an esotericist. He was part of the Theosophical movement. I believe that energetically he knew exactly what he was doing. It wasn't just like a simple little fairy tale. This is with energy and meaning and symbology and amazing archetypes that show up. And remember that an archetype is a blueprint, that we all are accessing archetypes in our daily life. And we know that our daily life is our temple and our religion. And that what we put into the law of mind, into the energy of the universe, is returning unto us amazingly so, very quickly. I don't know if you feel the acceleration of energy on the planet, but I certainly do. I feel this, it's an acceleration, it's an energy that it's almost like the moment we say it, we bring it back into consciousness. So as we look at the wizard within and the opportunity that we are all the archetypal Dorothy, looking for something better, more expanded, and that when that tornado hit, remember that it's a spiral. Life is a spiral. We're moving up the spiral. And with each initiation and revolution of change, there's disorientation. We don't quite feel like we stepped into it yet. Yet the moment we step into it, we own it. It's ours. We got it. And then, what does life demand? Life goes not backward nor tarries with yesterday. Life is the forward progression of the soul. We are all on a soul journey. And when Dorothy opens that door after being hit on the head with a window, which I thought was really interesting, a window, something that we peer through to the next dimension, and suddenly everything's in color. It's amazing. And she steps out, and there is beauty and aliveness, and the munchkins, which Carl Jung believed represented our complexes that are always there, and they're lifting their little heads, but the moment we gaze upon them, they recede into the energy field. But she made herself at home. She knew this was her next step. And when she meets Glinda, the good witch of the north, that was her higher self. We all have a higher self that appears. And remember that the divine feminine, that energy, is about warmth, it's about color, it's about presence, it's about embracing and bringing us into the heart of the matter, which is what we're going to talk about today, the heart of the matter. So when Dorothy is told to follow the yellow brick road, the yellow brick road is also a spiral. It's spiraling to where? the Emerald City of Truth. That recognition that the green, remember, the green is the heart chakra. It's the heart center. The Bible says, keep your heart in all diligence, for out of it come the issues of life. That's right, out of the heart. And if you go to San Francisco and you go to an institution called HeartMath, they have these amazing machines that you kind of, it's an electrode, you put your finger on and it shows you how you're feeling. And it's amazing that when we say, oh, I understand, we're not really talking about the brain. Oh, I can see that. We see with our heart. We see with the energy of the heart. Where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. It's about the feeling nature. And when we make that longest journey on the planet, the 18-inch journey, have you heard about it? The 18-inch journey from the head to the heart, things begin to open. I saw a statement, in fact it was a bumper sticker, and I love bumper sticker philosophy. It said, follow your heart, but take your brain with you. Now, as we do that, we make the longest journey on the planet, the 18-inch journey from the head to the heart. And we open our heart to the beauty of life, to the arc of the rainbow that begins in the Kansas consciousness of lack, limitation, and scarcity, arcs over to where? The Emerald City of infinite possibilities and the energy of enlightenment. The yellow brick road is the path of enlightenment. And we learn our lessons brick by sacred brick. And we learn to transform the stumbling blocks into stepping stones for greater awareness and greater enlightenment. And we do fall down and we learn to brush ourselves off, pick ourselves up, and keep on keeping on. So when Dorothy meets these wonderful characters, they're all representative of her own consciousness. Think about it. Everyone we meet is representative of our own consciousness, energetically. I remember I was at Trader Joe's and I had a schedule. And you know, I'm late for a very important date. You know how we get. And I saw this, gentleman approaching me and he seemed to be homeless. And I had just given at the post office because there's always someone there sitting at the, I call it at the gate. And I give my gift and then I enter in. And I just saw him approaching and I just thought, oh, I got somewhere to go, I'm on a schedule. But then that gave way to, look, you can't afford not to. So I said, hello, and he said hello, and he had just beautiful blue eyes. And he said, I saw you pass through, and I was so taken with your energy, I just wanted to ask you for a hug. Now this is a homeless gentleman, and he is not asking for money or anything. He is asking for the energy of a hug. And so I was so taken, just took him into my arms. I could feel his heart beating. I could see his blue eyes. And I thought, surely this is my Christ in disguise. That we have, it looks like strangers that come into our experience, but the truth is everyone is there by divine appointment, whether we are recognizing it or not. And when we fail to recognize it, guess what? We miss the lesson. We miss the experience of life. And as we embrace life, and even those things that we term as negative, bad experiences that we have, those too are just experiences that are demanding that we grow and we unfold. Remember, the witch and the flying monkeys were all opportunities for Dorothy to grow. And remember, the witch said, it's a good day when I don't have to send out the flying monkeys. Yeah. Okay, got it. So life demands that we respond to the energy at hand. And when we respond to that energy at hand, that is when the door opens. And remember that on the way to the Emerald City, they had, little detours and distractions. And Glinda, the good witch of the north, never intervened. She allowed them their own experience, because I heard it say, well, if God is a God of love, why is there starvation? Why is there crime? Why is there this, that, and all the inequalities that are on the planet if it's a God of love. Well, guess what? We are given the freedom of choice. Choose thee this day whom you will serve, God, life, truth, beauty, wisdom, or mammon, ego, greed, all those things that come with the ego. So we are given the freedom of choice. And when we come to ourself, we come to the energy of spirit. We come to the energy of love. Jesus said it. This commandment I give you, that ye love one another as I have loved you. Not his personality, Jesus of Nazareth. His humanness gave way to the divine, and the Christ consciousness arose, triumphant and victorious. He said, be of good cheer, I have overcome. Enough said. I have overcome all these appearances that showed up, these judgments, all of this, gossip and energy. Be of good cheer. I'm not buying into it. I have overcome. And we know that we have overcome energetically when we no longer have to react. That we don't have a negative charge on it. And when we don't have a negative charge on it, something begins to open, and that we're out of the chrysalis, and the energy of finding our wings and ascending on wings of light and love, truth and beauty. So when Dorothy meets the Tin Man, what is the first thing that she has to do? He's saying, I can't really talk. I can't really talk. He needs to be oiled. She takes the oil of gladness, so I just love it, that in her little her basket of goodies, she happens to have an oil can, and she begins oiling him up from his calcified thinking. And suddenly he can move an arm, and he can move a leg, and he can begin to speak, and shares his plight of not having a heart. But yet, there was compassion for Dorothy. There was compassion for the scarecrow. And that as he spoke, they could feel his energy and his light. He was galvanized into a belief system. And when we're galvanized into a belief system, we think this is the way it is. Yeah. And if we, I remember sharing something good that happened to me once, and someone said, well, must be nice. I said, thank you very much. It is wonderful. And I appreciate your recognition that it is. And I accept the same thing for you. Because we believe in a God that showers goodness, truth, and beauty on everyone. No one is excluded. No respecter of persons. We're all included. It's an all-inclusive energy field. And when we understand that, then your success makes mine possible. My success makes yours possible. And if I'm in that place in me and you are in that place in you, there truly is only one of us. And that we create an energy field. That we're on the yellow brick road. And we get caught up once in a while in a poppy field. And what happens is, we build virtue. Linda, looking through the etheric realm, allows it to snow and wake up the lion and Dorothy to continue on the yellow brick road. And every once in a while, the Tin Man, who's looking so desperately for that heart of hearts, has to be oiled up again. Every once in a while, we calcify into the old belief systems. That BS, you know what it is, right? Everybody knows what BS is. Belief system. And that when we buy into the old belief system, we calcify. We need the oil of gladness and the energy of light and love, truth and beauty. The wizard within that we are looking outside ourselves for, right where we are. Be still and know that I am God. We are each, Dorothy, on the yellow brick road to enlightenment. We draw in the energies that are most needed. And the scarecrow represented faith. The cowardly lion was hope. Hope for courage, right? And as he said, noiv. I need Noiv. And of course, the Tin Man is love, charity. They represent faith, hope, and charity. And that we have those energies that we draw into the energy field. And it's magical. I had the experience the other day to go visit Vanita up in the high desert. And we had just this magical day of being at Hawk's Landing, and she pointed out, which I had never seen before, turkey vultures, and they look just like turkeys. And they're flying overhead, and there's the energy of the lake, and it's so beautiful, and we go into the Covington Park that is all emerald. And it's like the Emerald City. It's just energy and life and beauty at this time of the year in the high desert. And that we can feel a part of this nature. And that as we feel a part of this nature, we blend in with it, and we too are uplifted by the renewing of our minds. Be not conformed with the things of this world. Be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. Be not conformed to the old Kansas way of thinking, the black and white thinking. Be ye transformed by the Emerald City of truth, beauty, light, and wisdom. And that when we knock on that door of the Emerald City, they don't generally let us in right away. We have to build a consciousness. We have to say the magic words. And those magic words are always within us. Remember the throat center. To speak our word as one having authority. Decree a thing, and it is established unto us. For that which we speak into existence, that which we utter, becomes the outer. So we are all Dorothy. We're the Tin Man, and we think that we need a heart, and all we need to do is access the oil of gladness and compassion and energy. To keep our heart in all diligence, realizing out of it come the issues of life, our everyday life, which is our temple and our religion. To know that where our heart is, there our treasure will be also. Where thought goes, energy flows. What are we putting our attention on? And if it's not working for us, let's get off it. And let's realize that we each have our wonderful ruby red slippers guiding and protecting us, and they will always fit perfectly. As when I was given these ruby red slippers, they fit perfectly. To have someone say, I want you to have these, and take them off and give them to me. Ah, she was Glinda, the loving witch of the North. Robbie will love that. On her 80th birthday. And I received them gladly and with gratitude. So as we trip on down the yellow brick road, and that we open our hearts and realize the heart of the matter is that we already have what we're looking for. The thing we're looking with, we're looking for, right where we are. And that does make all the difference. So today I greet you, not quite as the world greets you, but with profound esteem, because we're all going to the Emerald City, and where is that? Higher yet. Where? Higher yet. Where? Higher yet. And so it is. I love you. I say namaste. Shalom, the peace that passes all understanding. And God bless us, everyone.